Hey, Bleacher Report, it's Candace Parker. Welcome into the trophy room, a space to celebrate the excellence of athletes who have won at the highest level. So there's only one rule. In order to step into the trophy room, you have to be the proud owner of at least one of the same pieces of hardware on my personal shelf. To join me for today's episode, we've got someone who meets that criteria in more than one way. WNBA champion, McDonald's All-American, four-time WNBA All-Star, Olympic gold medalist, and my favorite, WNBA Finals MVP, among many other accomplishments. Kahleah Copper, welcome to the trophy room. I was going to say your whole full name.
Oh.
In fact, I'm going to do it. Kahleah Lafisa Copper, welcome
Bleacher
to the
Report,
trophy.
y'all better get her.
Welcome to the trophy room. So great to have you, man. I'm excited.
I think this is probably like the coolest idea ever. Like to have to even be able to step onto your show.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
No.
I'm qualified. Y'all hear this? I'm qualified to get on the. Okay, thank you. I appreciate this. It's a pleasure.
We're going to start, with the number 3. The number 3 is close to my heart, right? So my jersey number was number 3. I'm a 3-time champion on 3 different teams. My big 3 in life are food, wine, and sports. So in this segment, I've got 3 things I want to ask you about, okay? So you don't go anywhere without hot sauce.
Crystals, to be exact.
Oh, wow, okay. So it's like a specific brand. How did that come about? I need to know.
I think like growing up, we always had like the big crystals. If you know, you know. It's a little bottle, but it's the big bottle. The big bottle you never run out of. And then sometimes it changes color, but it's still good. It might be a little old, I'm telling you, might be a little old, but it's good. But crystals, it tastes different. Like it's like Tabasco is like hot pepper sauce. Frank's is like wing sauce. And crystals is like the perfect like vinegar and like hot sauce.
Okay, I'm going to have to call your agent. We're going to have to get this working because you sound like this is like you're a hot sauce connoisseur.
I am.
Okay, I see that. You love a good hot dog.
Glizzy. Yeah.
You love a good hot dog.
Mhm.
Best hot dog brand.
I haven't had a hot dog in a while. I'm trying to stay away from them, but
Proud vet.
oh my goodness, Great Dog. They don't sell those anymore, but like now they have Frank's. They might have transitioned into Frank's, but so Frank's is cool. But Great Dog, the chicken hot dogs.
What do you put on the hot dog?
I'm not like a Chicago girly. Portillo's, y'all okay?
Portillo's is okay.
Okay.
Get off my show.
Okay.
Get off my show. Portillo's is okay.
Portillo's is okay, but like just ketchup and mustard. Like I don't have to overdo it.
You don't like chili cheese on your hot dog?
Okay, come on. That's like
Okay. Moving on. You're from North
Side, the best side.
Philly. You going Chicago hot dog or Philly cheesesteak?
Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, you said that like it was
Like
just
we ain't even asked that.
wow. Okay, we'll keep it moving. Obviously you've got a laundry list of accomplishments you put together for yourself, but like what's next for Ka? Like what do you wake up in the morning and say like this is what I want to accomplish next?
I think for sure I want to win another championship in the WNBA. I think you get one and it's like, okay, like, but can you do it again? I think that's where you kind of get the separation. And I think the personal stuff, personal accolades will come with the winning. But I do want to challenge myself to be on a all defensive team. And I think I'm very much capable.
So how do you go about, because I've known you for now 5 years, it seems like it's been longer than that, but how do you go about, because I think you're very deliberate with how you want to achieve things and you're very goal oriented and you set a goal and you work towards it. So how do you go about that, setting your goals? How do you go about making sure that you're holding yourself accountable for actually doing the things necessary to accomplish those goals?
So I think it's important for me to write it down. Writing it down helps me, I see it every day. But like off seasons are big for me. I think I have so much more discipline in the off season than in season. But like I talk about last off season a lot because it was so hard between the transition from Chicago to Phoenix, and then just you have to wake up every day and you have to figure it out. Like if I'm home, I have to figure out which gym I'm working out, where I'm gonna lift. Then I have to go maybe across town to get a gym, basketball, who's gonna work me out, and that's something that I have to figure out every day. So I think for me, I love that I'm so disciplined. And I'm disciplined with what I want to be disciplined with, which is basketball and what I love to do. But just every time I look back on the things I've accomplished, I couldn't have done it without the discipline in the off season.
What do you do on those days where you're not motivated? Everybody has New Year's resolutions. You check back. Sometimes you forget in December what your New Year's resolutions were from
Mm-hmm.
that previous year. I find it interesting in people that have accomplished a great deal. How do you stay disciplined and motivated when that emotion and that like anger has subsided and is gone?
And that's the off season. I I am like the days where I really don't want to go, I go. The days where I'm like, yeah, like I'm excited to get up, I'm ready, I feel great, my legs don't hurt, my feet don't hurt. And it's really easy on those days. So for me, the days where I'm like, I really like it's a drag and I really don't want to go, I always go because I know those are the days where I'm testing my mental. Those are the days where I'm being more disciplined than anything. And those are the days that I'm actually getting better. So I think that's a major one for me. But staying motivated, I mean, it's probably a little cliche, but I'm just always just like, I just want so much more. But sitting here and hearing you like read my accolades, it's kind of like, did I really do that? Like, I always have these moments where I'm like, sheesh, like, I was a kid, like, with you on my wall, with Ivory Latta, Simone Augustus. I'm watching YouTube WNBA games, and then I'm on your team. Like you leading me and helping me win my first WNBA championship. So I think that a lot of the motivation comes from watching you guys pave the way and create a platform where I feel like I can go out there and be myself and be passionate. So shout out to y'all actually.
Well, shout out to you for continuing to be the same person throughout whatever. I think that's what I've been most impressed with you is that you are from North Philly, you went to Rutgers, and you are literally the same mentality regardless of whether we're up 20 or we're down 20. And I can only imagine how that carries off and over into the off season. You said something that I didn't really learn until later in my career, but you're doing it and you've done it from the beginning is like you just got to start sometimes. Like when you don't want to do something, sometimes it's just literally putting one foot in front of the other and just going and sitting in the gym. And then you're like, well, I'm here. I might as well do something, And I think it's like you take for granted how much better you can get in those moments because you're not only training your shot and you're working out and all that, but you're training like mentally in a game when you want to quit or when you pull up in the gym and you don't want to be there. I think more kids need to hear about that because when the cameras and the lights and everything is on, that's easy to go out there. In WNBA finals in the front of the city of Chicago, it was easy, right? But it's the days that people don't know about that are the tough ones.
Yeah. I think probably like my toughest days is like you have those stretches where like if I don't go overseas and I'm not playing, and it's just routine, it's every day me working out by myself. It gets old. Last off season, I'm like I got to the gym one morning and I just sat there. I'm like I don't feel like it. Like I don't feel like it. But like you said, like you have games where you can go 0-7, the first half, and it's like mentally that's very hard. It's like I put in all this work in the off season. I put up so many shots this week. Why am I 0 for 7? But here I am, just like in the off season when I didn't want to go to the gym and I was there. And mentally I wasn't there, but I was still able to get done what I needed to get done. And it's like, I got it. Like, I could do this.
Well, all of that work and that mentality led you to another dream, which was to play in the Olympics, these past Olympics, and to probably suit up with some players that you watched growing up. You also have played against a number of times. So, can you just put it into words when you got that call and they were like, Copper's gonna be a bat on the back of a Olympic jersey? I mean, what did that feel like?
I was coming in the gym. We were getting ready to play Minnesota. And my GM like meets me in the tunnel. Weird. And he's like, yeah, like we had been having a lot of like transactions as far as like our team. So I'm like, okay, what's next?
You think you got traded?
Uh, Cut. So he's like, oh, I want to just talk to you. So we're going and the locker room's here and we go there. Okay, we're walking. And I'm like, okay, this walk is getting a little long. Like, get to it. Like, I'm a little anxious. And so he's like, all right, we're just going to go in this room. It's nothing major. And I walk in and Bree is there. Like, and I'm just like shook. Like, I'm like, oh, like I've been waiting and I felt like they took so long to announce. So I'm like, this is it. Like, this is it. So just like hearing her say that, because I've heard Bree tell me that, and I've heard Bree tell me like no. So I've heard both. So it was like I couldn't believe it. And when you work your entire life for something as big as this, because for me to be able to represent my country and to be one of those players on that roster, I'm like this is the dream. Like this is why you get up on them days when you don't want to, because you get to represent your country. So I think that was super big time. Then I hit a game winner on Minnesota. So yeah.
You had a lot of game winners. Was it going left?
I set the back screen and then I came up. No, I actually hit
You
a
came off right?
1-2, yeah, and it was a 3.
Yeah, but
Playing,
you were
man.
coming left.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I sure
Well,
was.
scouting
You
report.
know.
I know
Oh.
you. I know you very well. Um, the gold medal game, because the Olympics are a dream. You're there. You're in Paris. You're representing the country. Um, this was a tough Olympics in terms of one, the world I feel like has gotten better,
Yes.
right? I think two, when you're on a great team, all of these players are used to playing a lot of minutes and are used to having the ball in their hands. And there is a rotation that happens within every coach. I mean, that's got to be the hardest job, too, of deciding who plays, who doesn't, who gets minutes, whatever. Well, listen, you didn't play a lot, okay? Just being candid.
Got a DMP.
You did. And I texted you and I was like, yo, Ka, you are still a hooper. Like, do not let that. And I knew as soon as I sent that text, I'm like, she doesn't even need this, because your mentality is that you know you deserve to be there and you're going to be ready, because you're always ready. And you were. And in the gold medal game, you scored 10 points in the fourth quarter, including game-winning free throws. All the kids out there that are struggling on the bench because their coach isn't giving them minutes or they're not getting the opportunity, like, tell them what your mentality was to be ready when your name was called on one of the biggest stages after getting a DMP and not playing. Like, what did you tell yourself?
I think it was so crazy because it was literally my career in a nutshell. And I am this player. I get traded to Chicago and, I grow into this franchise player. But throughout that time, I was like, I deserve to play. Like, I want to play. I'm prepared. I'm ready. And how many times do you see people, I deserve to play. I want to play. Whether it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 20 minutes, make an impact, whatever that looks like. So for me, my career has always been preparation, meeting opportunity, and then me just taking off from there. So I had no problem with that. like it didn't shake me having a DNP. I knew I deserved to be there, and I knew that when my name was called, I was always going to be ready because I've been there, done that, and I love that I've been able to be on both sides of that. I've been the player who played 20 minutes. I've been a very great role player, and I've been a franchise player. So it was nothing for me. I'm like, me? It's my turn? Okay, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm picking up 94 feet right now. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm fourth quarter. I'm good. We good. Yeah.
But I mean, listen, the gold medal's around your neck. And to me, there's nothing like when the national anthem's playing, the gold medal's around your neck, you're on the podium. But there's a little bit extra when you play well in a gold medal game. Because I had a little redemption in 2012, play well in the gold medal game. And there's a little like turn of your mouth when you're listening to the anthem because you know that you contributed in a big way. Team USA only won by 1 point against France because Gabby Williams' foot was on the line. But you had a big part in that and in a pivotal moment. So, like, what was that like standing on the Olympic podium? You realized your dream, but you've done it how you've always done it, like the hard way.
It was like this crazy adrenaline like feeling. Like even looking up and like seeing my family. Like I could actually cry right now, but I'm not gonna cry. I don't feel like crying.
I mean, this could be one of
But
those shows.
I was like, damn, like everything wasn't for nothing. Like it was for this. Like all the like, woo, the not playing, the playing, the fucking mind games. Like all that shit was worth it. Shit, cut it. All it was worth it. Like I wouldn't trade my journey for nothing because there's so many people out there that don't get it the easy way. And I never had somebody that I looked at and was like, damn, they had to get it out the mud. They had to like really work, like really like work to be a franchise player. And like it's possible. So like now people see like it's possible. Like I could do that. Like I ain't playing right now. Like it's rookies now that's like looking at me like damn, like Kyle wasn't playing. And like now she an all-star. Like I played with Candace Parker, y'all. I played with Candace Parker. I won a championship with her, and I got Finals MVP. It's like no, but she got a few. But like
she did, and that's the thing.
Like if we asked anybody in the beginning of the season if they thought like I was gonna get Finals MVP, they wasn't gonna say that. And she could have still got Finals MVP. Sloot could have got Finals MVP. Ali had a big game. Like everybody played their part, but like it's just like y'all, it's possible.
Well, from the outside, and I've had like a inside view of your career, and from the outside, I just am more in awe of you every single day, just because I see the work and the mentality, and it's not just when the lights are on. Like it's not for fake, it's not whatever. And so when I was watching the Olympic game, and your number was called, it was like there was like a confidence. Do you know? Like when we were on the court in Chicago, and we were down to Phoenix by 14.
Came to the huddle.
Like
everybody calm down. I'm like,
everybody calm down. Like we're gonna be just fine. Yeah. And I saw you in that moment, like instead of being like, here we go, and taking off your pants, you're like, here we go. Like this is what I've been working to prepare for. And that's why I'm the most proud of you, is because I feel like you rise to the occasion whether things are going great, because it's easy to ride those waves.
Facts.
And to serve as, somebody that people can look up at and say, I don't have to be the best player on my team since I picked up a basketball to be a franchise player. And with that being said, you just had career high numbers in points, 21.1 points per game. You were third in the league in scoring. You had 9 30-point. Damn, you had 9? 9 30-point games. Only second behind Asia Wilson. All WNBA second team. First player in WNBA history with back-to-back 37-point games. And a lot of people don't know that the reason why you did kind of slow down was because you did hurt your back a little bit. So I would like to say that when healthy, you are one of the best in the league. How was it taking that challenge going to Phoenix? This is your second time getting traded, but you wanted this.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to go to Phoenix and you wanted to start a new chapter. How was that taking the reins a little bit and being that go-to player?
I think it was really hard for me to leave Chicago. I think throughout my career, like becoming a free agent, I've always been like, oh, West Coast, don't even bother. Like it's never gonna happen. Like don't call me.
I told you.
Like don't. Shout out to Adidas because my PE says never say never because never say never. Just like trying to figure out what move to make, and then Phoenix being a great fit for me. I don't know. Like it was just crazy. I think it was the perfect choice as far as fit, and then as far as like feeling like a professional, having all the things that I need in order to be successful. When you only have to worry about
Playing basketball?
playing basketball.
It's wild. It's like a crazy concept.
I mean, and this it shows. It shows. Like I'm having my career best at 30, and I am in a situation where I have everything that I need. So just, I mean, like I said, that off season was tough. It was like very disciplined, but from the off season and then carrying on to having everything that I need in Phoenix, that is why I was able to have this success.
Well, we see the videos of you and Natasha Cloud recruiting free agents.
And all free agents.
Yeah, with your breakfast and
Chef Carlos, shout out to Chef Carlos.
oh Lord, we're giving chef shout outs. That's what we're doing. Saunas and the practice facility and things like that. You talk about just playing basketball, but for people that don't realize what the early years in the WNBA have been like, especially for some franchises, where did you come from to be able to be there? Like, you have a $100 million practice facility that you call home now. You have a locker. You have sauna.
I can leave my stuff.
You can
there.
leave your stuff there and
no
not
trash
worry.
can, ice tubs.
There's
no
exactly
blow
like,
up pools.
There's no showering next to
the old lady from
pickleball. From pickleball. So how is that like having your own space?
Honestly, it's a blessing. Like, shout out to the people who paved the way. You, who have experienced. You've done it. You've done it. You've won championships, and I'm glad you got to experience that.
Girl, they okayed charter flights.
Yeah,
the day I retired, I said this
literally
bullshit. This has got to be on some bullshit. Yeah. They said chartered flight. Like literally, I pressed send on the little retirement post, shed a little tear, and then Kathy Engelberg want to come out and be like chartered flights for the whole league. I said,
yeah.
But
great.
I'm happy for y'all. I am. I'm happy. No, but it shows, and that's the thing is like the player experience
means something.
It means so much because when you are taken care of and all you have to think of is this, and it's just easier, you play better because that's all you have to think of.
How many times have you previously in your career, before games, you have to time up? Okay, I need to either order some food or I need to pick up some food on the way, or, okay, after the game, it's very late and I'm going to have bar food, or I'm going to go through a drive-through, or what is open if we play at 8, after the game, after you shower, after media, after all of that. So it's just some things that you don't have to. I can wake up from my nap and I can just get to the gym and there's food. If I'm not feeling great, I can get in this good cold tub.
I'm just laughing because you said you ordered food. Can we talk about the food that you used to order?
I'm 30 now.
I'm so proud of you now because can you tell them your order?
Yes. Shout out to Chili's Chili's or Applebee's, one of them. I love them both actually, but Fiesta Lime Chicken. I like IHOP. I like the 222, two
Yo,
pancakes, two turkey
I
bacon.
went to Chili's one time to pick up a meal with Ka, and they acted like Ka was like
A
like
regular.
they knew her.
Fiesta, we got your Fiesta Lime Chicken. We held the mango salsa. Yeah.
And then for breakfast, can we talk about breakfast real quick?
Yes.
What did you order for breakfast?
IHOP. I love IHOP. I still love IHOP.
And there's no problem, but before a game, you're eating a stack of pancakes.
Short stack.
I got to Chicago and was just like, no, absolutely not. I said, we're not doing this. You gonna learn to eat some good food before games.
But we had a really great meal last night, huh?
We had a fantastic meal. There's more. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I do want to talk about the transition of your career because I did mention this is your second time getting traded. Your first time was after your rookie year to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the Deladon trade, right?
Yes.
And you went from the East Coast where you played at Rutgers, not far, to DC. Got drafted in a good situation there.
Yes.
Coach Tebow, I mean, great program, going to develop you. I remember watching you as a rookie saying, like, she is unbelievably athletic and can get to her spots. And if they develop her right, she is going to be a great player. Boom, traded. And this was a trade that you didn't expect.
Not at all. I was in Belgium. I would never forget. I was playing overseas in Belgium and, you know, scrolling through social media, you see everyone's predictions, but I don't know how trades work. I'm like, I'm a rookie. Like, nobody wants me. Like, I'm not going to be in that trade. It's no way. So having conversations with some people who understood, like, okay, like some people have a little worth. So I'm like, okay, it's not me. Like, it can't be me. I'm seeing the trades and everything. And then I look at my phone and Coach T is calling. And I'm like, okay, this is it. Answer. He explains everything. And next thing you know, I'm in Chicago. And I'm like, my first year, I'm like, what is this? Salute said, you didn't talk the first year. I'm like, I didn't know. Like, my head was like on a spin. But that was, I think, probably something good for me early in my career. Just good adversity. Like, just smack me right on top of the head, right there. I'm like, okay. But it's good. It worked out. We both got championships.
When did you start talking?
The next year.
I want to know.
The next year.
So you just were trying to figure out your environment?
I was trying
because
to
you were kind of like that a little bit when I met you. You didn't really talk that much.
Okay, we'll get there too. Mm-hmm. When I got there, I was like trying to figure out like what my little niche would be. So I think like the first year I was trying to fill everything out, and it was like a lot. And then the second year I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do handshakes, like, cause it was like dry,
birthday
like,
cakes.
Yeah. So then I brought my own little like tradition to the team.
So
and
you're
then,
a surveyor. You kind of sit back, figure out what you need to do and bring to the situation, and
yes.
then you talk, but you can't come in talking.
So if I ever meet you and we're like all together and I'm not talking, don't worry.
Can I just tell you about when I first met Ka?
We didn't talk like the first month.
No, I'm talking about even before I was in Chicago. She came over to my house with a teammate.
So you know this. Like,
she came over to the house with a teammate. She fell asleep on my couch and did not talk to me, and she's in my house.
I did not know her. So I was like...
But she fell asleep on my couch. I walked through my living room because we were having a little barbecue. Like, who is that? Is that Kahleah Copper on my couch? Okay. Sweet. She wakes up, gets a plate, doesn't say anything. Goes back, sits on the couch.
Yeah. It was a lot. Like, it was a lot. Like, that. Y'all don't think that's a lot? Somebody bring you to Candace Parker house and then, like, everybody's just there. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sleep. I'm going to go to sleep. One thing about me, I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah, that is a given. You're going to eat and you're going to go to sleep. All right, Chicago. This is where we meet. This is where we come together. I had talked to Sloot. I had talked to Allie, talked to coaches and all that stuff. I hadn't talked to you when I had decided that I was coming to Chicago. So the first day I remember I showed up and you brought me a birthday cake because my birthday was pretty close to when training camp started. And I was like, okay, like, maybe not talking to her this whole time or her welcoming me to Chicago
Yeah.
in the least bit of way, maybe that's not a bad sign. Uh, but immediately that first day in practice, I could tell your energy is just like electric. Like you give so much energy to the team and to just practice and to intention and film and passion and all that stuff. Like was that a role that you grew into, or was that something that after you decided to start talking the first year you went to Chicago, that's what you saw that you could bring to the franchise?
Yeah, I think I could always bring energy. I knew that, but I had to grow in order to be consistent, in order to be a leader in my own way, and in order to have success. Like, you can't, like I said, consistent. You can't do it one day and then tomorrow you having a bad day, so then you don't want. No, it doesn't work like that. I think like your teammates and your coaches depend on that. And I think that year also I was coaching at a Division 2, and I could see like my players, and I'm like, oh no, she's a little like me. Okay. And I see like as a coach, like if I'm not having a my normal day, how it affects my team and how it affects my coaches. Because it's as a coach, it's annoying because it's like you know what you need to bring to this team every single day in order for us to have success. So I think a lot of my growth that year, especially, was from my coaching, seeing it at a different perspective.
That perspective is crazy because I think once you start doing stuff outside of your sport, you start coaching, you start seeing yourself in other things, then it changes how your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Coach Summit would always talk about how you're responsible for your own energy, right? And the energy vampires versus like you can go into all of the different things that coaches say, but in Chicago it was clear you were the energy driver. And I say that in even big plays. Like the biggest thing I can remember is against the Connecticut Sun when you came down and you got an and one.
Our picture.
And our picture where you were, I mean, just going crazy. And the fans feel it. And it's something that's like, it's not a tangible thing that you can touch. It's intangible, but everybody sees it. Have you always been like that? Because I don't remember at Rutgers you being that. When did you develop that energy? Because I mean, you could talk about, yeah, like doing it and seeing yourself and the coaches or whatever, but there's just like when you walk into a room, you can honestly feel your energy and your passion. And it's like, that's what I love about you the most.
I don't think I've always been like that. You know, at Rutgers, I feel like I've always had this like this dog in me, but like Chelsea Newton was my assistant coach at Rutgers,
I'm
and
that old. I played with Chelsea.
Chelsea Newton put a different kind of like dog in me. Like had me like nothing could like Coach Stringer, we know. Like nothing could shake me because I played for Coach Stringer. But I think she was so intentional in our staff and what Chelsea Newton and Tasha Pointer, like the things that they had instilled in me, like crazy. So I think that just having that experience in college and then, you know, finding myself in, like I said, just watching the WNBA and seeing players like just completely be themselves. Like myself is when I'm in North Philly and I'm playing outside, I'm talking a little shit. I might bump you a little here and there. Like that's me. So seeing players in the WNBA completely be themselves and me grow into who I am, I'm like, oh, I could bring this every night. And I know what it could do for my teammates. Like, man, I had Sloot like, yeah, like Ali like, yeah, one. Like, I love that. I love to see my teammates like give that energy and like it's different. Like it's so different. And like you said, crowd, coaches, players, top to bottom, like everybody feels it, and it's hard to match that.
You're 3 years coming off the bench in Chicago. Then you grew into the starting role. your fourth year. I remember seeing you in the bubble and you went baseline like a blur. And I was like, somehow Ka got more athletic in the off season. I don't understand how. You know, you was going left baseline because you like to reject the screen. Um, to then be in center stage and the whole city watching all that you put into it. What was that like being in that finals situation where it was a game four, we could clinch on our home court, we could win at home in Chicago. I mean, you got Chance the Rapper in your jersey. Um, a ton of little kids just running around in number 2 copper jerseys. Explain that experience, because to me, that was your first real playing for a championship moment. And I was able to watch it, and it was just amazing to see how you stayed focused and stayed true to like everything that got you there.
That was it right there. I think nothing changes. I think you work for something and you get there, and I will not let it slip. You understand every little thing matters, and then you have people who have the blueprint there to guide you, and you listen. You soak in every single thing that they have to give, and like seeing people, kids in my jersey and autographs, and like it's like I was that kid. I was I was that kid. I just it's honestly it's such a blessing to have experienced that, and like that was like you said my first real, like I've been to the playoffs, the first round. I don't think I made it past that. So moving on, I'm like, oh, like we're here. And there's no way I let this opportunity slip, because when I haven't been back since. And like while you're there, you relish in it, but you take advantage of the opportunity.
Everybody sees the championship rings and the banners and the champagne and the celebration and all that stuff. What is the behind grind? Because we weren't good that year. I think we
We lost
finished
seven straight.
sixth.
We a 6 seed. Yes.
We were a 6 seed. We had to play 2 single elimination. Like the season was not perfect, but I think it just speaks to continuing to stick with it, and the confidence that I think we gave each other. Like I saw something in you. I think we were in the locker room one time and it was like we had lost 5 straight. And your focus was not in anger. It was like, we're going to turn this around. And it was different than a lot of different stares in that room. And so I remember that was kind of like our first where we started talking. And, I would always say it's not based off of like wins or losses. It's about like what we're doing to do it. So if we suck at rebounding, but we're winning, we got to still fix rebounding. And it doesn't come down like just because we lost by 1 point or 2 points in a regular season game, now everybody's mad.
Yeah.
So I saw in you like that belief and that ability and things like that to kind of like not just basically focus on like the results of right now.
I think a lot of that was the leadership. I think we had leaders in their own. Everybody led in a different way. And I think the thing that I respected the most about you is, like I said, like you brought it every single day, hurt, sore, just got off a flight, was there, like it didn't matter. So I was able to see what I needed to do to have success. That stretch we lost 7 straight, and they were like 1 possession games. So I think that seeing the leadership from you never like waver. It's like we're fine. Like it was like you were always saying we're fine, and sometimes we felt like no, we're not fine, but we were always fine. Like it was literally always it was 1 possession. So when it finally clicked, we lost 7 straight, and then we won 7 straight, and we peaked at the right time, and we felt great going into the playoffs. So I think our leadership was great that year, and it was very collaborative, and we that single elimination was great, wasn't it?
Oh, it was fantastic. Fantastic. How do you bring teammates along that maybe don't match your energy or your focus or aren't there? Because now you're a vet. You're 30, okay? 30.
Yo,
Ali, life comes at you fast. You're 30,
it sure does.
and there's a challenge in leading. There's an ability to lead people that want to be led.
Hmm.
I think that's everybody hopes for that. Like good people in the locker room that lead and da da da, and they follow and do what you say and buy in and all that stuff. How do you reach the people that aren't buying in, that aren't bringing it every day, that aren't doing what they say they're gonna do? How do you reach those teammates?
So I took a leadership class in college.
Learn something new about you every day.
And it just it really broke down leadership. And I think the most important thing that I learned was everyone is so different. And I'm such a competitor that like in the moment, like sometimes I know like I can yell at you, but I might have to like poke you a little bit like, oh yeah, she cooking you. Like I gotta challenge you a little. I know what I gotta do for you, and then for you I gotta be like, come on, like you got it. Like give you a little more confidence because I know how it feels for someone to of your caliber to like really pour into you and be like, I believe in you. And when you give that to somebody, whether they're bringing it or not, if you love the game and somebody who is here pours into you and is like giving you the time of day, if it don't spark for you, you don't deserve it. But it always does. And I think for those people, I like to like I get to know you because like I said, for instance, for my team, I've been in everybody's position. So that's where I have success in being a leader because I understand it's hard. Like it's hard. So for somebody who's at the end of the bench and yeah, they don't want to get up extra shots because they don't believe that they're going to get in, but your time will come. And when it comes, you need to be prepared for the opportunity so then you can do something with that. But I think because I have the experience of being at every phase of that in my career, I'm able to like give that to somebody and they're like, you know what? Okay. Like, okay. And challenging them, but also feeding them the confidence, but also finding the balance with like, I'm holding you accountable. Like, you don't want to get in the gym? Come work out with me. Let's just get up shots.
And the accountability, I think, as a vet, as you learn, and this comes naturally to you because you do what you say. You're not pushing, you're pulling. You're there already. You're pulling people to where you want them to be, but you're already there. As a vet now in this league, because you are 30, I'm going to keep saying that because you made fun of me and called me old my entire time in Chicago. So I'm going to do the same for you.
Yeah, my girl.
And what young player are you most excited about that's either in college or in the league already that you see that has the potential to be a star?
Mm. There are like a few players, but specifically, I can see Marquisha Davis
Okay.
in New York. She's playing on a championship team, right? Not getting a lot of minutes right now. Um, Great size, great body, athletic, like can probably score at every level. Reminds me a lot of myself. You know, she's a rookie now, not seeing the floor, and it's hard. I've had a few conversations with her about it, just about like you're with Olaf, like really work
Yeah,
with him,
workout.
like really, really soak in all that. You have great players there with you. I think she's gonna be as she continued to grow and continue to embrace the hard right now. Like once you get past that, and you got a chip in your first year.
Yeah, but I think when stuff comes early,
You
I
think it's
think at sometimes it's taken for granted. You know, like when you are a rookie and everything comes at the beginning and comes natural and just happens, you tend to think that that's what happens. Like next year, we're going to just get back to the finals.
oh yeah
And it
no
didn't happen in 2022. And I think it's understanding like as you get older that those things don't just happen. And let's talk about some things that are happening right now though. And with those things that are happening is women's basketball. You talk about the tremendous growth in these last few years of where the game is now and why we're even sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
The popularity, the rise in attendance, the rise in notoriety. I mean, I see you on commercials, fast twitch because you're real fast. Rocking the three stripes. What is that like now to see the game and be a part of the growth of the game?
That part for me is amazing. You go from seeing like being a kid and not seeing so many women that's playing in the WNBA like commercials but you're seeing these stands full. You're seeing people talking about it as much as we hate the fact that people are like cursing us out about them parlays. They watching, and they like it. They enjoying it, but like just to see the growth, even with NIL. I mean, you missed out a lot. You would have
Thanks,
you
Ka. Thank you.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
But I love to see the growth. I think when we were at the Olympics, you're seeing people with our shirts and our jerseys, and it's not just here growing. It's growing like globally. So I'm excited to be a part of this wave of it, but just excited for it to continue to grow.
Part of growth is we are sitting here about to kick off the inaugural season of Unrivaled. We are not overseas.
Whew.
You've played a number of years overseas, and you understand the challenge of that. How grateful are you to be able to play in Miami, in the States? You don't have to travel thousands of miles overseas and, eat different cuisine. There's IHOP here in Miami, so you're cool. Yeah, like what was your first reaction when you heard about this league, and are you looking forward to, what are you most looking forward to in playing in this league?
When I first heard about this league, I was super excited because uh, I love for I didn't enjoy going overseas at first because I'm super big on my family. I don't like missing holidays, and I just don't like missing like that time. It's like you're always missing something. And then also they couldn't see me play. So it was like a lot. So between like, cultural differences and everything, just hearing about this league, being here, Miami in the winter, it was like 20 degrees in Philly. It was cold. So I'm able to get everything that I want, and I'm here. And I can make some money. I can make some good money too.
So it was a no-brainer,
It was a no-brainer.
essentially. And then my next question is, like, what are you most looking forward to? It's a little different style. It's 3-on-3. It's a shorter court, but it's still full court. You're known for transition. I used to throw the ball up and see where you would catch it because you're just ridiculous. Sometimes I would make a bad pass to see how athletic you would be in catching it. So you got to be excited that it's 3-on-3 full court and it's not going to be as much help side. That's the thing
Help
I
side,
think.
yes, get rid of the help side. I'm so grateful for this. Like, you gonna be on this island now. Come on, come get on this island, and I can guard, so I'm cool. Like I'm so excited for the space, like to see myself like play in space and like make some reads, and it's gonna be so fun.
You're on Rose, BC, not with any of your Mercury teammates.
Rose.
Who are you most excited to play with?
I'm most excited to play with Chelsea Gray.
She gonna be throwing that thing up too.
I know. I love a good point guard. I mean, love a good point forward too. But I'm excited to play with her. Like,
You have an athletic roster.
yes, play off the ball. We can guard. Me and Brittany Sykes, we in college, we wanted to go to college together. It never worked out, and then for us to be able to play together now, the athleticism, insane, insane. Angel Reese, dog, rebound. Like, I'm so excited like for this roster.
All right, Queen of the Court. There's a little one-on-one battle that's gonna be happening in March. Give me your predictions. And don't be humble.
Wow. I really like playing one-on-one. So, um, I'm gonna just say me.
I like that.
I like me. I
I
like
like
me.
that. I have one thing. I want to know, what can't you do? So we've said a lot about your accomplishments in this episode, but now we need to know one thing that you can't do. It can be funny, it can be something that is a lack of talent, or it can be something that you just can't do.
This is a great question.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is when you have all the accolades and, you North Philly and all that stuff. Can't think of something you can't do. Wow. That's crazy.
What can I do? I can't. I'm sorry. I don't know what I can't do.
You can't pick a good bottle of wine? Do you want me to start?
I just
You
started
can't
drinking
ever order Uber Eats for me? Like, I don't know. Think of something funny that you can't do. What can't you do?
What can I do? I can literally do everything. Like I could braid. I could do hair. Like,
Can you sing?
like that's boring. I can't sing. You can't sing either.
But that's something you can't do.
Boo! I can't sing.
First of all, don't tell me what I can't do. I'll be over here like Whitney Houston. All right, we're going to wrap because you're busy and, accomplishing stuff with who said that. Okay? So you have to guess who said this. She love her a glizzy bro.
Tosh.
Okay.
That's
And
Tosh.
yeah, that's Tosh. Good job.
Yeah.
Wow, so you remember that. Can you explain, because I don't personally know what a glizzy is. Yeah, you do the face. I don't know what a glizzy is. And I'm a mom, and I feel like with Layla, I got to go home and use this, but I need to know in what context I need to use it in.
Tread lightly. However, glizzy it's a hot dog. It's like a hot dog, sausage, anything that go on that bun, hang off the sides. You ever had an XL glizzy? XL hit a little different, y'all.
And with that, we're going to wrap. God, thank you so much for...
Ketchup mustard, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for
okay,
having
you're
me.
either going to make me real cool or look crazy with Layla. Layla's going to be like, huh?
She's like, glizzy, Mom?
Mm-mm, not at all.
No, that's a decorated glizzy.
Thanks for joining us. I've had an amazing chat with one that's going to accomplish so much, I think, in these next couple years.